절망의 때에 우리는 어떤 기도를 할 수 있을까요? 팀 켈러 목사님께서 욥기를 통해 말씀해 주십니다.
You can read the book of Job, and a lot of times Job says some pretty nasty things to God. He said, I cursed the day I was born, and you're being unfair, and why are you doing all this? And at the end of the book of Job, God shows up and vindicates Job and tells his friends, you're wrong and Job is right. And you look back and you say, why is he being vindicated? Job sounds like many times he practically lost it. And he doesn't always sound all that, kind and loving and respectful to God. Job isn't just talking to the air, he's praying. He's talking to God. He's complaining about God, but he's talking to God about it. He's questioning God, but he's talking to God about it. And that's actually how you ought to handle your suffering, everybody. On the one hand, you do not walk away as if you know better than God about how things ought to be going in the world. But on the other hand, you have every right to question. You have every right to pour out your misery. You don't sit there and say, I don't want to complain because I just want to trust God. I'm sure he's working all things together. No, the book of Job promises and shows that God understands how we talk when we're desperate. That's why he shows up at the very end and says, I'm vindicating my servant Job. Because even though he expressed his grief, he stayed with God, and he did it to God. And that's what you do. Don't walk away from God, but at the same time, don't try to hide your feelings or deny your feelings. Cry.